What really drives country's growth? Is it the wealth of its people,
The quality of its education?
or the health of its citizens? Today we will explore the key data about economy, education, and health to understand their impact on development. Let's start by analyzing some key economic indicators. We'll look at GDP per capita, which shows how much each person contributes to the country's economy, and GNI per capita, which is essentially GDP plus the total income the country earns abroad. You'll notice that GDP and GNI are perfectly correlated because GNI is directly derived from GDP, which the additional income from outside the country included. In addition, let's look at education expenditure and health expenditure. The government spending on education is a key factor in future growth, but health expenditure is significantly higher, almost twice as much as the expenditure on education as a percentage of GDP.
Then, let's take this non-variable into three clusters based on the education, the economy, and the health. For the method, we use K-means to identify patterns and see how countries with similar characteristics are grouped together. Looking at the clustering result, Indonesia appears in developing countries in a group with lower levels of education spending compared to countries with similar economic characteristics. This highlights a key challenge. Education expenditure is not keeping up with economic growth. In Indonesia, observations began in 1989 with 0.8% of GDP for education. This pattern increased until 2015 with 3.5% of $3,200. But after 2015, it will fall to less than 1.5% while GDP is still growing. Healthcare spending is almost double what's spent on education. While health expenditure is important, increasing education spending not only help create a healthier population in the long term, but will also drive economic growth.
So how can Indonesia change? The answer lies in educational expenditure. Together, we can make a difference. Indonesia development starts with a commitment to invest in education.
So, let's make it happen!